feminism is the worst thing that ever happened to women. Our job used to be no job. We had it so good. And then all these women had to show off and be like, we could do it. We could do anything. Bitch, shut up. Don't tell them the secrets.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we will see how women are deceived by feminism, this false empowerment that sells them a lie, only to end up single, alone, and bitter. We want to invite you to smash that like button. Let's support the movement. Subscribe to the channel. That's the only contribution we ask from you, man. Add your grain of sand to the movement. Leave your experience in the comments for any man who needs it. And without further ado, let's get started.
In a shocking narrative twist that will surprise no one, I've often been described as intimidating to men. And I get it. But I think it's high time we talk about it. We need to talk about men being intimidated by women. I'm going to be entirely frank with you. I think a man should be intimidated by me. I do. But there's nuance to that intimidation. I think a man should be intimidated by me the way that I am intimidated by roller coasters. Allow me to explain. A good roller coaster puts butterflies in your stomach. It's a thrilling experience you haven't had before. It is worth the price of admission. I hear it. That's how I want a man to be intimidated by me. But I keep meeting men who are intimidated by women because they're straight up misogynists. All I want to do is ask them, have you ever been confronted with something that you may want to be intimidated by more? For example, have you heard of global warming? That shit's scary. Alternatively, have you ever stopped to consider how many teeth an alligator has? That shit is also scary. And at least I have a normal number of molars. Have you ever seen a white lady at a Bath and Body Works sale? That shit's scary. You know what's not scary? My innate desire to, be treated like a person.
Men are not intimidated. They simply move on from you. They pass over a woman who is easily a 3 in beauty but believes she's a 10. Why would they make an effort to get to know someone who labels all men as misogynists? Because every woman throws that word around, even though many don't even know what it means. Instead of a roller coaster of good emotions, you only cause repulsion with that crappy attitude of feeling entitled to everything, believing that men are here to meet your list of unrealistic standards. That's why no one approaches you, because you're not worth the time invested. This is what feminism causes, this empowerment of women who think they are more than what they are, which inflates their ego and makes them feel unattainable. Men simply stop approaching due to that arrogant attitude. Then their ego grows even more, claiming that they intimidate men. As I said, they will become desperate because by 2030, over 45% of women will be single. There will be an abundance of strong and independent women hitting the wall. Just look at the girl in the following video to understand what I'm talking about.
I'm not someone that posts or cries or anything on the internet, so this is a new one for me. I guess I need girls to rally with me and lift me up because I feel so defeated right now. I've been trying to meet someone, just anybody worth my time for years. And dating apps are so awful. I don't need to explain to you how awful the dating apps are. So I've been trying to meet people in public, and they're still trash when I do randomly meet people in public. But tonight takes the cake. Last week I was I'm part of an app that you can basically get invited to these events, and there was a comedy thing coming up, and I bought a ticket, thought maybe I'll meet people here, maybe I'll meet a guy, or just meet people in general that I could become friends with, and then who knows what could happen. And let me just tell you how this went. I show up, it's a limited seating, get there first, it was an open bar, and in my head, I'm a prompt person, so I got there 20 minutes beforehand, and I happened to be the first person there. Okay, kind of weird, but okay. They tell me, since it's an intimate thing, try to sit in the front row because it's going to be hard to get people squishing through there, and it's a sold out show. Okay, that's fine. I sit in the front row, and it's about showtime, and I'm realizing, like, nobody else is in the front row. It's just me. Everybody's, like, filled in the back. Like, every row's filled with all the couples, of course. And then it's just me. I guess people, like, some people had, I mean, of course, some people are going to drop out and not show up. But the host of the show comes up to me really quickly and like, mouths, thank you for, like, sitting in the front row.
Here we see a strong and independent woman who was deceived by the movement of colorful hair. This woman, like every human in the world, felt the need for human warmth, to talk to other people, to meet people. But it seems the guys she chooses on dating apps don't like her or play games with her. And it's not bad to do what she did, but when there are more people in your condition, and you sit alone in a place like an animal on display where everyone looks at you, the first thing the interlocutor does is thank you for being strong and independent and going out alone in front of everyone, making it clear that you are as lonely as the sun at noon. It's sad and embarrassing, but let's continue.
And she proceeds to go up onto the stage and pointed out, like, had everyone clap for me for being brave enough to sit in the front row, and, like, that was fine. Like, I get it. Like, you know, people are afraid to sit in the front row. And I was kind of excited for it when I thought there was going to be people there. And it was just ironic that, like, the reason I was there was to meet people, and it was like I was a piranha. So she informed the crowd that, like, I was safe from being picked on because I was brave enough to sit there, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, like, the next few comics come up, and they both kind of point out, like, are you waiting on people, or, like, what's going on here? And I'm, you know, have to admit, like, no, I'm trying to meet people. And, you know, again, they're nice, they're not being mean to me about it, but it's mortifying. It's mortifying. And then another comic comes up, and again, it's just like, you're pretty, but, like, you know, and it's just, yeah. So by the end of the show, the lady comes up and says that they normally do a raffle to win this prize, because it was kind of at, like, a boutique type thing, but instead of the raffle, she's going to give this thing filled with stuff to the brave young woman who came first and sat alone in the front row. And then she had me introduce myself. What's your name? Anya. And, like, everybody's as if, like, brave fucking me.
This woman was in one of those situations where you say, Earth, swallow me up. Why the hell did I come here? Because I'll tell you something, the worst feeling is condescension, that feeling of I applaud you for what you've done, but I wouldn't want to be in your place. That's why you see modern women, when they hit their 30s, feeling fear and dread of the wall. Their group of friends gets smaller, everyone gets married, and she's left single. Friends stop meeting or inviting her to their homes to keep her away from their husbands. But they brought this on themselves by having unrealistic standards, by following that empowered feminism that told them they don't need any man, by constantly saying they want to be left alone, by wanting high-value men and ignoring average men, by labeling every man as a misogynist. This has led many women to find themselves in this situation because they were deceived by feminism. They made all men tired of taking crap from women, and we decided to leave them alone as they wanted, causing the number of single women at the wall to increase. They can tell you how strong and brave you are for being single, but it doesn't change the fact that it's nothing but pure, hard loneliness.
And she tells me to make sure to give my email to so-and-so to get, like, some gift card or something. And, like, this is all in front of everybody. And I just, like, I know nobody's sitting there like, oh my God, look at this girl. But, like, it's just, it feels like such a slap in the face. And I'm not even mad at the comics. I'm not even mad at the lady. Like, I would probably think the same thing. but like, just for this point in my life, like, it just feels like, Jesus. Like, I don't want to go out again. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I'm sick of it. When I try, like, shit like this happens, and dating apps suck. And then I get into an Uber on the way home because I can't go have a drink like I wanted to because I have this giant fucking bag full of shit to carry around. And I get in this Uber and it's this 75-year-old woman with her dogs. And she won't stop talking about her dogs and, like, how she got an oil change. And what'd you do tonight? Was the comedy show good? And, like, I'm being nice and polite, but all I can think about is, like, this is gonna be me. Like, and I know that's a worst case scenario. And it's not even like that's a terrible thing to be single all your life. But, like, I just can't help but feel like I'm gonna turn into this because I'm never gonna meet someone. And for everybody who's gonna tell me, it'll come along when you least expect it. I've been hearing that for like 7 years, okay? I'm so sick of hearing that. There's such a thing as people that just don't find their person and don't get married. So, like, I'm a realist. And the realist in me is starting to think, like, that's gonna be me. And I'm depressed now over it. As pathetic as that sounds. And yeah,
This is how depression starts. Women cannot avoid their biological clock. They cannot avoid feeling that no matter how much they rise and improve their economy, if they don't have someone to share it with in the end, it means nothing because it sucks. This is the world we are heading towards. Women who will have to learn to eat alone, go to the movies alone, do everything alone, and endure the critical stares of people. Because this woman had a revelation of what her life would be like. To make matters worse, when she got into the car, she realized that she could easily become that old lady who talks about her dog or cat as if it were a child. I've heard of revelations when you hit rock bottom, but if that's not God or the universe telling you that you should change your course, I don't know what is. And of course, she is angry because she is handed a bag full of garbage when she has experienced the worst embarrassment of her life and is feeling her existential crisis. That's why she made this video, because she is defeated. That's why I tell you, they keep traveling and talking about how women are happier single, but the reality is that this is what really happens to them because the wall doesn't forgive.
So no hate at all towards this creator. I just kind of needed something to stick up top to answer some things. I will be 33 next month. And I've been single for 7 years. I know myself. I know who I can be. I know who I don't want to be. I love myself. And I love myself enough to know that, like, I deserve someone to share who I am with. As cocky as that sounds. I know it's not everyone's dream to fall in love and have kids or whatever. But that is one of my dreams. And after, about 6-7 years, you start to say, this is fun and all, but, like, I'm kind of over it. And I would rather not make it to year 8 like this. So, yeah, I just want someone to sit on the couch and watch Love Island with me and buy me a Christmas gift or a Valentine's Day gift. It's been 7 years. I haven't had anyone do anything for me like that. And it's just, that is a clock that I keep ticking along and keep track of for some reason. But I play basketball 3 times a week. I'm on a co-ed flag football team. I coach basketball sometimes. I'm in a running club. I have a job that I talk to multiple people a day, and I'm still not meeting quality people. I'm not meeting people that ask me out. I'm not meeting people that I would want to ask out, and I'm not meeting people that want a relationship. That's the key to all this also, that want a relationship. I meet plenty of men that don't want anything to do with our relationship, but that's not what I want. And so, yeah, I hit my boiling point last night, and for everyone who's saying, like, why would you sit in the front row? I kind of was like, I'm ready to get heckled. Like, they're going to make fun of my outfit, or they're going to point out this or XYZ. I never once thought, you know what's probably going to happen? The 10 seats to my right are going to be completely empty. And although I came here to meet people, the complete opposite is going to occur. And then you're going to have 5 comics make fun of you. Never once crossed my mind. So yeah, it was just like a sitcom basically. And I happened to be in the fever dream. So I say, I've laughed about it a few times today. It's still brutal. It's a brutal story, but like kind of a cool story that like I know I'm gonna have fun telling later on down the road. I already kind of laughed with some of my friends about it. I'm not mad at the comedians. I was literally bait. Like, how could you not notice like everyone's here and then there's this one random chick in the front? We got to figure out what's going on. I'm not mad at them at all. I was upset last night about like how things have been going in my dating life, and it just finally broke. And I typically hold a strong demeanor and don't really show my emotion like that. But yeah, thank you to everybody who's like commented. Everybody's been so sweet. There's been a few people that like literally I've had to keep myself from going off on. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. This is like my second, third TikTok or whatever. I need to like chill. But yeah, thank you to everybody. And I clearly am with y'all that are in a similar scenario. And hey, if anyone needs my help, we write at dawn, because I will back anybody up after everybody's given me so much support. And yeah, just thank you. Thank you.
This woman seems to be single because she has unrealistic standards for men. She probably dated a Chad, a man who brought nothing to the table except his seed, 7 years ago. Then she wanted to live her single life, focused on her personal life. Maybe went through a carousel of short-term relationships and now wants to settle down after her 30s when she's hit the wall. Now she's nervous because she can't find her beta provider who will offer her a long-term financial future and with whom she can have her children. You know, the typical modern woman thing. They date the Chads, and then they want the boring, responsible guy who takes care of the bills. The problem is that this worked very well before, but men are no longer willing to be the beta provider. That's why the men she meets don't want commitment, because they know that being that man only leads to long-term financial losses. That's why she feels cheated by feminism. That's why she had her existential crisis. She reached the age that feminists say to get married after living your life. But like all the other deceived women who didn't marry young, there was no man waiting at the end when she finished having fun. You should have stayed in your relationship from 7 years ago. That was your future husband. Because now your biological clock is ticking and you're on the wall, and it's sad. But the wall doesn't forgive.
It's funny because it's true.
We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Why do women wait until after 30 to get married? What advice would you give to this girl who hasn't found a man yet? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.